point of it was basically, look, I'm an expert on how to build a bicep.
Oh, good. We got to bring weightlifting into this. Okay, this should be good. Welcome back, everybody, to Heavy Duty Country. If you have not checked out my other channel, that's where we talk about all the comedy stuff that's going on in the US right now. So go check it out. Y'all will love it. So Arnold Schwarzenegger decides to, I don't know, have a little press conference with a few of his woke buddies, I guess, and weigh in on the controversial issue that's going on in the US right now, which is if you need to cover your face or if you don't need to cover your face, right? We're doing a whole bunch of mass debating again. Y'all remember that, right? And you know, he says some pretty interesting stuff that I'm gonna break down here for everybody because I just figured it's the right thing to do.
The point of it was basically, look, I'm an expert on how to build a bicep. And so therefore, I know exactly what I'm talking about. I've studied this issue. I know exactly how to create this peak and all this stuff. There's no one that knows more about a bicep than I do because I studied this issue for 50 years. And the same is also with the virus. There are people out there that are experts that study this year after year after year.
Outstanding! Thank you for bringing this up. Couple of key points that you said that destroyed your own argument here. Okay? Let's start with this. There's only a few ways to do bicep curls there, Arnold. You may want to look at how you actually built your bicep. Steroids ring a bell? But nonetheless, you think that you're the best or you know more than bodybuilding.com because you've studied it for 50 years. Perfect. Let's just go with that. How many years do you think this current pandemic has been studied? Would not even 2 ring a bell? So you're comparing something that hasn't been studied for more than 2 years to building a bicep? Comparisons are hard. It's okay. It's not that we don't believe what we're hearing from experts. It's that it hasn't been studied that long. There isn't enough research out there. Why is that so hard to understand? It's kind of like if Elon Musk came out with a car that's fueled by lube. Sure, all of the lefty Pride members would be absolutely stoked, but there's probably going to be a group of people who are going to be like, you know what, I think I'm going to wait a few years before I buy that car because there hasn't really been that much data on it. There hasn't really been that much research. And I'm just going to say this now. For anyone who thinks that they can talk factually about what's going on with this pandemic, you can shove it. People have flip-flopped a million different times. And here's the crazy part that no one seems to get. Just because you talk like your opinion is a fact does not make it a fact. It actually makes you look even stupider when your opinion that you're making look or sound like a fact actually comes out to be not a fact. You know, they've gone back and forth on if masks are good or not more than some of these lefties change their sexualities. It's a joke. Make up your mind. But when you go back and forth on something, it just shows that you have no idea what you're talking about. And look, it's not your fault. These things are hard to understand. But when you get up there and you say, this will protect you and this will end this whole thing, so we need to do this, and then it doesn't, people stop giving what you're saying credibility. Let's continue, Arnold, but good try.
And not just to think about, well, my freedom is being kind of disturbed here. No, screw your freedom. Because with freedom comes obligations and kind of responsibilities. We cannot just say, I have the right to do X, Y, and Z.
That's it. Put me in a ring with Arnold. I don't care how much you benched back in 1755. Hey, Arnold! You weren't even born here. You're an immigrant. You know, you were born in Austria. You came here to bodybuild. You, of all people, should understand why freedom is so important. You were not born with it. Maybe that's why this is so hard for you to understand.
And always just saying, this, according to my principles, this is a free country and I'm going to have the freedom to wear no mask. Yeah, you have the freedom to wear no mask, but you know something? You're a schmuck for not wearing a mask.
All right, Arnold, I think you're a little bit confused on what freedom is. I mean, let me put it like this. If randomly the government decided that we had too many people in the U.S., obviously that would never happen with how many people they're letting through the southern border here. But anyways, let's just go with this example. Let's say that they thought we had way too many people and they mandated that you can't be in control of your body and that every woman has to get an abortion. Would we listen? Would we say, oh man, well, you know, the government said it, so I guess we gotta do it because they have experts on economy and global warming and we don't need that many people driving cars because people still don't want to drive electric cars and it's hurting the environment. Or will we flip them the bird and have 6 more kids? That is the equivalent of this. Nothing is outrageous. Nothing is off the cuff anymore. You mandate one thing that has to do with a human choosing what to do with their body. It's never gonna end. So maybe that's where you're confused there, Arnold.